Welcome to IQ Checker YouTube channel, home of science quizzes and IQ tests.
This is IGCSE Biology Paper 1, multiple choice core for February and March 2024. So this video will be covering question 1 all through to question 13. So move straight to our first question, which says, what is the characteristics of all living organisms? What is a characteristic of all living organisms? Okay, breathing is not a specific characteristic, so you won't go for that. Egestion is not a specific characteristic, but when you say excretion is a characteristic, and egestion is not a specific characteristic. So a characteristic of living organism here is excretion. So with this, we'll move to question 2, which says, the diagram shows a flowering plant. A key can be used to identify the plant. Which letter in the key identifies the flowering plant shown in the diagram? So the properties have been divided into two. Number 1, we have flower has 4 petals. Flower has 4 petals, and if you look at our flower, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So automatically, this plant does not fall into this category. It falls into this. The flower has 5 petals. Then if we now move on down to the other characteristics that says leaves with smooth edges. If you look at the leaf, it is not of smooth edges, so this is wrong. But the leaves with jagged edges, this is correct. So automatically here, our correct answer to this plant is D. Option D is our correct answer. Option D is our correct answer. So we'll now move to question 3. Question 3 says, the drawing shows a ground squirrel. Ground squirrel. Which figure identifies this animal as a mammal? As a mammal. Which picture identifies it as a mammal? A is eye. Other animals apart from mammals have eyes, so eye is not the answer. 4 limbs. Amphibians also have 4 limbs, so it's not very specific to mammals. But 4, here is a characteristics of mammals, but not detailed. So the answer to this question is 4. Then we'll now move to question 4. Question 4 says, the diagram shows different types of cell. Which structure do all these cells have? Which structure do they all have? Number 1, they have the cell membrane. Yes, all of them have the cell membrane, but not all have cell wall. For instance, this cell does not have the cell wall. Okay. Chloroplast, not all of them have chloroplast. Then not all of them have the nucleus. So the answer to this is option A. Option A is the correct answer. So we'll now proceed to question 5. Question 5 says, the drawing of the insect shown has a magnification of ×5. The scale shown is in millimeter. What is the actual size of the insect? So here we've been given the magnification We have been given the magnification to be times 5, and from the diagram we can have the image size to be this is 120. Between 120 and 130 we have 125, so that is 125 millimeter. Okay, so magnification is equal to image size over the actual size. And if you want to get your actual size, simply say that actual size is equal to image size over magnification. So with this, you can say actual size is equal to image size, which is 125 divided by 5. So with this, you can get your actual size to be 25 millimeter. Okay, so automatically that makes option A our correct answer here. So with this, we'll now move straight to question 6. Question 6 says, which factor would increase the rate of diffusion of oxygen molecules out of a photosynthesizing leaf? What will increase the rate of diffusion? So decreasing the temperature will not increase. Okay. Decreasing the distance, yes, this can increase the rate of diffusion. Decreasing the surface area, no, it will not increase the rate of diffusion. Decreasing the temperature will not increase. The factors that increase the rate of diffusion, we have increasing concentration, then increasing the surface area, then increasing the temperature, as well as decreasing the distance. So this option B is a correct answer to question 6. So now move to question 7, which says, which process only involves the movement of water through the partially permeable membrane of a cell? Process that involve the movement of water only. So we have absorption. It's not only water molecules that can be absorbed. Evaporation is not only water molecules that evaporate, but osmosis involves only the movement of water molecule. Transpiration does not involve only water molecule. So the correct answer to this question is option C. So we now move to question 8. Question 8 says, which statement about active transport is correct? Which statement about active transport is correct? A. It does not require a cell membrane. In active transport, cell membrane is still required. Option B. It does not require energy for respiration. Active transport requires energy. Option C. It moves particles from a lower concentration to a higher concentration. That is perfectly said about active transport. Then option D. It moves water into and out of cells. No, that is not correct about the active transport. So the correct answer to this question is option C. From here, we'll move straight to question 9. DCPIP. DCPIP simply is an abbreviation for this compound, dichloro phenol indophenol. So it simply is a blue dye and commonly used to test for vitamin C in food. So lemon juice contains vitamin C. When lemon juice is tested with DCPIP, what are the results? Okay, so in the test for vitamin C using DCPIP, its original color is blue And when it contains vitamin C, it still remains blue. So because of that, option A is wrong. It does not change to colorless. And the original color is blue, not colorless. So it stays blue, which is correct. It stays colorless, no. So because of that, option C is a correct answer. This CPIP is the test for vitamin C, and the solution is blue, and when vitamin C is present, the solution still remains blue. Now question 10 says, which reagent is used to test for the presence of protein in food? To test for protein, before now you should have known that it is the biuret solution, because Benedict is used to test for reducing sugar. Benedict is for reducing sugar. Ethanol is used for lipids. Iodine tests for starch. So with this, only option B is a correct answer, which is used to test for proteins. Okay, so with this, we'll now move to question 11. Question 11, the graph shows the effect of pH on the rate of an enzyme. What does the graph show? What does the graph show? Option A says the enzyme is destroyed at pH 7. Sorry, at pH 9. At pH 9, the activity, the rate of the reaction is still there. The enzyme is still active, it's not completely destroyed. So that makes option A wrong. Okay, then we'll now move to the other options. Option B says the enzyme works better at pH 6. No, but rather it worked best at pH 7. That makes option B wrong. Then option C, the rate of reaction halves as the pH changes from pH 5 to pH 7. pH 5 to pH 7, it halves. No, it's not half. Then option D, the rate of reaction is the same at pH 5 and pH 8.5. pH 5 and pH 8.5. And that is absolutely correct. Okay, at pH 5 and pH 8.5, the rate of reaction are the same. That makes option D our correct answer. This one is wrong and this one is also wrong. So this one will now take us to our next question, which is question 12. It says, the diagram shows an experiment to investigate the balance between respiration and photosynthesis, in which tube are photosynthesis and respiration taking place at the same time. Taking place at the same time. So in option A and B, there is a black polythene to keep light out. Okay. And with this, if light is not present, there will be no photosynthesis. So option A is wrong and option B is also wrong. So we'll now look at option C and D. There is a presence of light, which is correct for photosynthesis to take place. But in option D, you can see there is no plant. It's only green plants that can photosynthesize. That makes option D wrong. So the only correct answer here is option C. So we have plants, and there's presence of light. The plant can use the light for photosynthesis, and in reverse, respiration can also take place. Then we'll now move to question 13, which will be our final question in this episode. Question 13 says, some variegated leaves have white parts and green parts. A plant with a variegated leaf has the starch removed from its leaves by placing it in a dark cupboard for 48 hours. Black paper is then fixed on one leaf as shown and the plant is exposed to light. After 24 hours, which part of the leaf contains starch? Which part of the leaf contains starch? So the first thing you should know is that this black paper, this black paper is already blocking this part on the leaf. So there will be no passage of light to the chlorophyll or the chloroplast. So only the parts exposed to sunlight will be able to produce starch. Because of that, option A is wrong because there is no chloroplast or chlorophyll. It has white patches. Option B is wrong because that point is blocked by the black paper. Option C is also wrong because that part is also blocked by the black paper. Then option D is the only correct answer because the green region is not blocked and it is exposed to sunlight. That makes option D our correct answer. So with this, we've come to the end of this episode. Just watch out for the next episode for the continuation of the questions. Thank you.